So when we're looking at this, folks, this outer cover, here's something that a lot of beekeepers don't know, is this can slide either forwards or backwards. And you want to push this back towards you. So this is where you would stand with the hive. You want to pull it back towards you. That way it will close off the inner cover notch that is for ventilation, and your warmth within the hive will stay confined within the hive there. If you have it going in this direction, then it's going to be open and you're losing all of your heat within the hive itself. We want to definitely make sure that this outer cover is going that way. All right, clear enough.
Somebody was mentioning silver insulation, I guess maybe something that's of a reflective material. Do you favor the black over silver, or is silver even an option?
The silver has its good side, and mostly it's used for housing. This here is a glass fiberglass as insulation inside of this heavy duty. It's a poly exterior. You can use this for several years in a row and over again. The silver is more of a reflective out than a reflective back in. Now, I guess you could flip it around and cut out four rectangles and then duct tape it, but you still have those corners that are going to leak. It's an aluminum lined styrofoam.
Okay.
I've used it in my barn on that.
And is styrofoam a good insulator? I saw that question come through the chat.
This top on this example here is a plastic with styrofoam on the inside. So it does work. And we don't carry this type of a plastic cover because it does, when you have the sun here shining on it during the summer months, it makes this brittle. And at the same time, you'll see some warpage. So that is the reason why we do not carry that particular item.
Good. Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you much, Ray.
All right. So let me clean up that in case we got to come back. There we go. All right. So we've talked about the hive wraps. We've talked about bringing the outer cover back so it seals up the vent for the inner cover. Now, there's also other things that we can do, and that's putting up wind buffers. And Brian, let's go to that next here. Wind buffers, I'm a big fan of. You could make this out of wood, or in this example here, you got the hay that serves as the buffer. And this is probably true north going this way. So this beekeeper here has from east to west here covered. So if you have a northeastern that's coming in, it's covered. It's not, the winds are not going to mess with this hive. Now, one of the things that you'll see here is this does not go up equal to the height of these hives. It goes up and above. When we are trying to protect our hives, we've got to take a look at, keeping that wind up and above the hives. So this beekeeper here has roughly 6 inches above. So when that wind really comes, it's not going to be on there. And I think we all had fun as kids and young adults of going out and kind of making an igloo. Mm-hmm. This is basically what you're doing here, except no top on it.
Would you recommend a top? I think I've seen a picture in the past where you actually had a top going over some bales of hay. Is that still a thing?
You could, in this example here, you would add bales here, add bales here. Now notice there's a hive here. That if you're not looking for it, you don't see it. So you got 3 hives, 1, 2, and 3. So you got to bring this up. And then what I would do next is put a board across and then put some tarps over that, and then put some cinder blocks on it, and you would have a cover on the top, on the sides, and in the rear. Now, you could even go further. So what could be done here next is putting a tube, like a PVC tube, Brian, 2 inches in diameter, going through hay stacked in front of it. So this would have all hay with a top and tubes coming out, a 2-inch tube coming out so the bees can go out and defecate and then come back in.
So you're just providing extra wall of insulation.
Yeah. So now you got 360 on that. But you gotta use an OSB type of 4x8 when you do the top so that you don't have warpage.